Thank you very much, Cathaoirleach, last Cathaoirleach. I had and welcome to the Minister. I had the great privilege of being a member of the Accommodation and the General Traveller Issues Committee on a couple of occasions, on this occasion and previously, and indeed previously at local authority level. So, and I suppose if I was to say one thing, Minister, when you read the report, which knowing you would have read already, because I do know you take these things head on. But when you read read the report, Minister, the one thing we as a committee did say, and Senator Flynn alluded to it earlier at the end, was that we wanted implementation at this stage. There's enough analysis, there's enough quantifying, qualitative and all sorts of analysis done. The issues are there, and I think it's action at this stage, a programme of actions that are required. I don't think it merits further scrutiny. The issues are blindly obvious to most people. In fact, they're nearly blindly obvious without the committee's work, but we have an empirical basis for them now. I'll take some of the key issues and I'll try to quickly do it. Take employment for a start. 80.2% unemployment among the traveller community. Now, it's a myth, it's a racist myth to suggest that 80.2% of the traveller community do not want to work, that they don't want jobs. That's a racist myth. As in all sectors of the community, there will be some, and there will be some who have not capacity. But the point is that we have to break that glass ceiling. It has been necessary to break that glass ceiling in the area of women's participation in politics through quotas, etc. We're going to have quotas here. There will have to be in the public services, where there's public procurement involved, where there's two schemes involved, where there are social employment schemes involved. There will have to be, Minister, and I'd commend you to look at quotas. You will not do this on goodwill, on a wing and a prayer, on aspiration, on exhortation to employers. It has to be quotas based on, you get a big project, implicit in that, or legally implicit in that is your commitment. So I think the first thing I would say, quotas, and particularly in the public service and all, and in social employment schemes, etc., to break through this. And where there's work being done pertinent to travellers, a development within their own areas, why not travellers be mostly employed in those areas? It's going to take graduated effort, but I would commend you, Minister, to start action on employment. School completion, Minister, is the next one that has to be dealt with. And to give you the stark figures, I'll only take the headline figures. I had a figure here that starkly brings it through. I think it's 13% of the traveller population complete second level schooling. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm virtually certain that's correct. That's a horrendous figure, indicts us all. So obviously there are issues here. There has to be look here at bullying and racism in the schools and where that's impacting on travellers. That needs to be researched, to be dealt with immediately. There has to be, it says here even 28% leave before the age of 13. I mean, it's horrendous statistics. So bullying is an issue here. There needs to be after-school clubs available to travellers. There needs to be the school meal programme needs to be available. Support systems need to be there. And the culturally acceptable practices for the travellers to get over their feeling of alienation. They are not staying away from school from some philosophical position, or they didn't get up some morning and say, we don't want education. Of course they want education. Their minds are as curious as ours, and they want to break through as much as we do, but in that respect. But there are reasons they're not staying, and we have to get to the heart of those reasons. Now, to move on then, physical and mental health. There needs to be a ring-fenced health budget for travellers. A certain amount of money that cannot go elsewhere. There needs to be a peer-led, travellers involved in specific mental health programmes for travellers. And just as I say peer-led there, that's what I was trying in a less than totally articulate way to say about employment. When the employment, where there's projects for travellers on their sites, physical work to be done, various things, travellers should be involved in all of that. And the last thing is, of course, the accommodation. And I think my time is up, but 1 in 3 traveller households are living in mobile or temporary accommodation, and we need that monitored, and we need a statement from local authorities on a quarterly basis as to where they're at with traveller accommodation. So I think, finishing, Minister, it's about implementation at this stage. I don't think further analysis is necessary. Thank you very much.